Welcome back, everyone. Gary Mazeroff, Gustavo Farel. We're here at show court number 6 in the capital of Guatemala, Guatemala City. We're about to embark on one men's semifinal. Conrrado Moscoso from Sucre in Bolivia and Jake Bredenbeck from Minnesota. Gustavo, welcome, my friend. This is day 7. Day 6 of the streaming.
Thank you, Gary. Yes, great to be here. Good morning. We have a group of semifinalists ready to go in all the divisions. This is the second to the last day. I think some of the junior finals may take place today. We have 52 overall matches scheduled today in 6 courts. That means that we're going to be here for looks like 9 streamed events. So.
Excelente. That's wonderful. We appreciate everybody tuning in. We're here on the IRF networks, Facebook and YouTube, as well as first time PanAmSports.com. So let's talk a little bit about the city of Guatemala City, Gustavo.
Well, it's my second time here. Very, very easy to get to Guatemala City from Dallas, from Miami, from Houston, direct flights from South America, from Central America, even easier. But it's
Mexico City.
Very accessible venue. The courts were built a couple years ago, and 10 courts. The back glass on all of them. We have 2 show courts, side 40-foot glass. We're on one of them. I think we're going to be seeing quite a few more events at this venue. The Asociación Nacional de Racquetball Guatemala has done an incredible job of continuing to plan for these events. We don't foresee this, but just growing in Guatemala, the sport of racquetball. It's been fantastic. The city, the people, the hotel staff, the maintenance group here, everybody's been very receptive and liking to have us here. So we look forward to coming back after we leave this coming weekend.
And the quote of the week, para servirle. We're here to serve you, and they really mean it, folks.
They're professionals at what they do. All the service personnel really do, as Gary says, take it to heart in the restaurants, in the hotel, the staff. And you can tell by the fact that the same folks, even though it's only been 3 months, but I'm sure when you were here a year ago, 3 months ago, Gary, that you have the same people here. So it shows a lot when
continuity.
Continuity, that's right.
So let's share some history. International Racquetball with the vision of Luc St. Onge, Keith Calkins, and some others. Organized in 1981. In 1987, the Park organization, Pan American Racquetball Confederation, started. And a year later, racquetball was accepted under the Pan Am umbrella. And in 91, we, racquetball, were ready to go to Cuba, but it was too late to get in. Mm-hmm. So we held our own event, believe it or not, in Colorado Springs, where the International Racquetball Federation headquarters are, over at the Linmar Club. And here we are in 2023. This Pan Am Championships, which you've alluded are qualifiers for the Pan Am Games in Santiago this October. So if you wouldn't mind, please let our viewing audience know what's going on in October with the Pan Am Games, please.
So this, the Pan American Racquetball Tournament, always the week leading up to Easter Sunday. We move the tournament around different cities. Last year it was in Bolivia, Santa Cruz de la Sierra. This year, of course, here we are. But this is the one year that the tournament qualifies for the Pan Am Games, which are taking place at the end of October in Santiago, Chile. As you see, the logos plastered along the right side and front wall here on the center court. So the qualifying, they qualify up to 24 places for all the divisions if that many entrants were involved. So that's why we have so many matches. So they're playing all the way down to the individual, finishing 9-10, 11-12, wherever they may finish. There's
24 spots available.
24 spots are available. Now, we are expecting, I believe, 34 or 35 different sporting events in the Pan Ams this year. And promotions have already started. Gary and I look forward to being down there.
Yes.
Of course, to televise what is the racquetball portion of that.
And speaking of racquetball, we're about to embark on that first semifinal. Bredenbeck, USA, Moscoso Jr. from Bolivia. The principal official here is Ivan Valdez from Mexico. He lives in Baja California, Rosarito Beach. And we appreciate Gearbox. This is the official ball of the International Racquetball Federation. The Gearbox Black.
Bredenbeck from my home area, I guess. He's from Marine on St. Croix in Minnesota, just north St. Paul.
How far is that from your old hometown?
20 minutes, very close.
Yeah. One time, and probably still, Minnesota was a racquetball hotbed.
Yes.
And that's why you're here. Congratulations, by the way, you're in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, thank you, Gary.
You're welcome. So, a year ago, IRF changed their protocol on scoring, and they implemented some other new rules. This is the best of 5 to 11 rally scoring. Either player can earn a point.
Last year's champion receiving, Conrrado Moscoso.
Skip ball. Jake got what he wanted, but he put it into the floor. Conrrado Moscoso from the beautiful city Sucre, one of the two capitals, along with La Paz.
Jake's not going to be allowed to make those kinds of mistakes.
Ball live. A point scored for the server. Once again, after every rally, unless there's a dead ball hit or a replay, one of the players will score, so we'll indicate which player has scored. Meanwhile, it's 2-0.
Moscoso a #1 on the IRT Pro Tour. Jake Bredenbeck #3.
Gustavo, our vantage point indicated a legal serve, but it was called short. That was a great serve.
Agreed.
But he got the miss hit by Jake, so he got a point as well anyway. So it's 3 points to 0 in favor of the server. Winner will play in the final tomorrow. Long ball. Those newer to the game. An illegal serve is usually a fault unless you hit what's called a non-front wall serve, then you lose it right away.
Non-front wall being sidewall first, ceiling first.
Not what the coaching staff from Team USA had wanted here. And the coaching staff now is Brother Sam and Cheryl Kirk,
who we had the pleasure of having dinner with last night.
Conrrado's just flailing on the ball. Great shot by Jake. He's on the board. That's called a cross-court pass from the right side of the court, using his forehand as a right-hander. He clears his opponent deep left side.
Good for Jake getting on the board. He needed that.
Reverse. There's a Camacho helicopter. Another pass left side out of the reach of Moscoso.
And that was a smart play, taking it on the fly like that. Jake's going to have to do more of that, because literally these guys are so fast they can almost walk to any place on the court and get the ball.
Excellent point. Point scored. That's called an avoidable hinder. Failure to move. First things first, hold up, safety on the court, and then allow the head official, Ivan Valdez, to make the call.
I think that was a correct call. I was discussing that with one of our Bolivian referees. I thought that was short. And
so we're using the video monitor for appeals. Each player is entitled to 2 usable appeals. If either lines, well, there are no lines persons. If the ref, let's see if he's going to review the monitor here.
Nope.
Okay, it's not available yet. We'll move forward. Short serve called. Nick lob, up top. Skip ball. So that's the difference between having another point in his favor and giving the other point to the opponent. From our vantage point, it should be 4-4. But play ball, it's the ref's call. 5-3, game 1.
I did see a foot fault there. What would be considered a non-legal serve. That's something I think that the coach of the team should point out, because that could have negated that point right there. Good with the referee review. That's poor coaching. I don't know what happened to the coach.
Desaparecido. Oh, unforced error, also known in Spanish.
Error no forzado.
And we'll have some other lovely terms to introduce to our viewing audience as well.
There's Jake's coach, he's back.
Skip ball. When we look at the score, 5-6, game 1. First to 11 win by 2. We've had a number of overtime games. 2 went to 18-16.
That was a photon serve by Jake.
He lost it on the glass. We have a 40-foot by 20-foot glass here along the left side wall.
What you're able to see outside the court is, while it's the same, it can be very different how you appreciate it. That's where the coaches have to step in and assist. Legal serve. Conrrado's left foot has to be on the line, can't be over the line.
He must drop the ball once inside the service zone. The ball must strike the front wall first in order to be legal. And then it must land behind the receiving area behind the short line, which is the middle line of the court, 20 feet forward and back.
Jumping out ahead 8-5. Conrrado screaming at himself. First time he looks like he's really getting into the game now.
More animation. Second serve. First set. That's called a nick. It precluded Jake from taking the ball out of the air. Previous serves, Jake was able to take it. They were endearingly, our buddy Baghurst labeled a loose serve, and he was able to take it early. That one, no, because it grazed the side wall before it bounced. What a great serve. That's a Jaime serve. So timeout, timeout.
Let's go to a break, and we'll be back in 1 minute.
We're back live here in Guatemala City. Gary Mazeroff, Gustavo Farel, Pablo Fajre, our producer. Game point number 1, Gustavo.
10-5. Last year's champion serving.
So quality timeout from Bredenbeck.
If anything, he's got to get some inertia, some momentum back here. Conrrado can close this out receiving the ball.
Folks, you see his racket up. He has 10 seconds after the score is called to be in his respective position. And the server must initiate the serve by a release of the ball within 10 seconds as well.
Sam, Jake's brother, acknowledging that it was short.
It's a great clear by the receiver there. Didn't try to do too much. Located the ball deep left side, and then his next opportunity, put it away. Speaking of putting away, Moscoso 11, Bredenbeck 6. We've completed the first set. We'll be back in Guatemala City in 2 minutes.
Señales en vivo
y en simultáneo
solo por Panam Sport Channel.
We're back. Gary, Gustavo, and to our right, Pablo. You're on the International Racquetball Federation networks, Facebook and YouTube, as well as the PanAmSports.com channel. Gustavo, tell our audience what they need to do, please, with regard to Pan Am.
Pan Am Sports, it's an app. Go on onto your phone, onto the computer, and you can download it and see all what's going to take place in this grand event, which takes place every 4 years. This time around, 2023, is going to be in Santiago, Chile. Racquetball is one of the 34 or 5 sports that are going to partake. Here we go, game 2.
Moscoso 1-0 in sets. Third shot, roll out with the backhand, 1-0, good start. Sucre, Bolivia, wonderful city. I've had the opportunity to be there many times. I love that place. And we'll be going back to Bolivia in November in a new location, Gustavo.
So the serve was good, but there was question on whether it was a screen. Not appealed by Jake. 2-0. Could have appealed that.
Everything's appealable except forfeiture and a technical.
That is correct.
Conrrado.
He's a machine. Yeah. Yeah, he's on. When he's on, watch out. Yeah. He's playing at a level just above everybody else.
And number 1 on the IRT tour.
Yeah.
Oh, great
Nice,
return to serve from Jake.
I don't think Conrrado expected that.
Quick release with that backhand. Set up back wall. Just what the doctor ordered. Applause from his brother, his coach, Sam. He'll be playing doubles with Jake later in the semis, as well as mixed with Michelle Key in the semis.
Good serve over the short line.
So here's the task for Jake. When Conrrado gets in, he's going to score some points. He needs to limit it to ones and twos. When he gets in, he needs to have a royal, just get on a roll like he is now with his drive serve. Wow.
There you go.
So he's overcome the deficit. Now he has a 1-point lead.
He's amped up the serve a little bit, much more effective. Now going to the drive Z.
Impressive return to serve by Conrrado. Most of us would have been fortunate just to get our racket on that ball. Not only did he get the racket on the ball, he punished the ball left side and created an opportunity to put it away on his next shot.
So nonchalant, that reverse pinch, glass side of the court. Didn't bounce coming off the front wall.
And as you endearingly have said over the week, you have referred to the pinch as a wraparound at times. Compliments of Wallace Height. His book, Can Grandpa Play Racquetball, written in 1977.
There we go. That's about when I started, 1974.
And now you're almost a grandpa. Yeah, here you are. And you can play racquetball.
4-4. Game 2.
So that's a screen honored. Jake put his hand up, requesting a screen call. It's not automatic. Yvonne agreed with Jake and called it dead, so it's second serve. That's a fault. And there's the nick, precludes him from cutting the ball off early. Should be avoidable.
I would have considered that to be a replay.
Okay.
Don't think he had a setup. And we will
Subjective
replay
call. Yeah, they will replay it. 4-4, game 2. Another screen or short.
Getting close to that over the front service line foot fault.
Yeah, but
These power players have a tendency to do that.
it's highly unlikely it's going to be called. From the vantage point of our head official, Valdez, he's way behind the glass, and that's 15 feet from the front wall. So Jake's shaking his head. He's asking his opponent.
That was perfect.
So he called a skip on that ball?
Don't know if he looked to his teammate, brother. Right to appeal it. If the call stands, it'll be 5-4.
And Jake will have used one of his 2 appeal opportunities this game.
Needs to use it. Le mandamos saludo a toda la familia y amigos de Conrrado Moscoso, en la ciudad de Sucre, un pueblo tan lindo que siempre nos han recibido muy amablemente.
Okay, so the appeal was not, it was allowed, but no change. So in this case, Valdez becomes the linesperson. He agreed with his own call. Jake has 1 available appeal left in this set.
Call stands 5-4.
Short ball. Montserrat Mejia standing by us. She's anticipating her match next here. That ball skipped. Animation from Moscoso.
More than you usually get from him. I think he's realizing too that he can't make those unforced errors, or that's going to cost him on these close games.
Speaking of close, we have a tie at 5. Great clear. Wow.
Did you
Statement snap forehand cross court by Jake.
Did you see the way he kind of held that arm up, cocked, ready? He looked like he was going to pinch it, and Moscoso going forward, and then at the last, he just drove it down the left side.
And by keeping that position with his racket arm, it kept Moscoso from penetrating.
Yes. Yeah. And he blocked him out. That was a great play.
Subtleties. Good point, my friend. Subtleties of the game, nuances. As a player, as a broadcaster, as a spectator, as a coach, put yourself in the shoes of any of those folks. We're so happy to be here on the IRF Networks and PanAmSports.com channel. So Bredenbeck from Minnesota, USA, serving to Moscoso from Sucre, Bolivia. Game 2, Bredenbeck enjoys a 1-point lead, 6-5. Flat.
It looked like a good serve. Not to be.
Flat equals rollout. Rollout equals 2 bounces immediately.
Point.
Irretrievable. Point for the receiver coming in. I want to thank Anita King for her input. Reverse pinch, winner for the server. So when he addresses the serve again, and he'll be serving 7, Bredenbeck 6. Huge, huge game here for Bredenbeck.
Yeah, he needs this one to stay in this. He doesn't want to go down 2-0. Be very tough to come back.
Nice. Showing his ballet skills, turning and taking a forehand, reverse pinch, right, left corner.
He was afraid that ball was going to come straight off the back glass. That's why he did that. And then able to turn around like that shows his athletic skills.
So the last 2 times he's come right. Ball up top. You're giving Jake batting practice, if you will. It's a tough go. Point for the receiver coming in to serve.
Yeah, those 2 ceiling balls were just setting Moscoso up. Sooner or later, he was going to roll out or crack it out as he did. Great serve.
Jake was anticipating a reverse or right side shot. Got stuck. Couldn't negotiate a return left side. So we look at the score, folks. Now it's 2 points away from a win in game 2 for Moscoso, 9-7.
He did it again. Call a replay. I think that is a good call. The ball was coming at him. He was not in any position to define that the end of the rally there, Moscoso that being.
That's called a vuelve, repeat, first serve. I was watching his front foot. It was WAS in contact with that front service line, which is legal. Not that Yvonne's going to see it or call it.
He'll call it if he's way over.
Exactly.
Like you said, very difficult to see from that angle.
Game point number 1 here in set 2. Good get by Jake. Ball up top. So no call with the contact. He let it go. Jake subsequently put the ball into the floor. We've completed 2 games. Moscoso from Bolivia, 2. Bredenbeck, Jake, that is, from USA, 0. Gustavo?
Well, summing that up, that last point there, I think Jake saw that he had the opportunity to put it away. Unfortunately, even though he kind of bullied through Conrrado to get to the ball, I'm surprised he didn't hold his hand up before he swung to say there was contact. But anyway, he took the shot and missed it.
And a good no call from Ivan Valdez, incidental contact. It's the way it is sometimes.
Bueno, vamos a un comercial, regresamos en 2 minutos.
Rise and shine, Colorado. Celebrate the 46th annual Colorado Springs Labor Day Liftoff in Memorial Park, September 3rd through the 5th. It's the most colorful weekend of the year. Don't miss the mass balloon ascensions, balloon glows, beer garden, live entertainment, kids zone, and a new 5K race. For event details, volunteer opportunities, and pre-event parking sales, visit LaborDayLiftoff.com.
Welcome back again, folks. Gary Mazarov, Gustavo Farrell, Pablo Farre. We're in Guatemala City at the beautiful Complejo Nacional de Racquetball, 34th edition of the Pan Am Racquetball Championships. Bredenbeck versus Moscoso. This is game number 3. Bredenbeck, tough hill to climb, Gustavo.
Both players will qualify for the Pan Am Games, regardless. Obviously, want to qualify as one if you can, but they will both qualify. In fact, the loser will play for the 3rd spot. It's been a tough go for Jake. I think Jake's played very well, but as I mentioned early on, Moscoso appears to be playing a bit higher level than all the other pro players. Ranked number 1 currently on the IRT Pro Tour.
So our head official, Valdez from Mexico, calls the score, and we're underway. That's called a wide angle pass. Using his forehand, he hits the ball a little left of center. The ball veers off the side wall somewhere around center court and takes its second bounce deep right court. Point for the receiver coming in to serve. So that's another offensive shot, Gustavo. Share that with our audience.
No mistakes. Moscoso there. Pinched right corner. Didn't even, I think the second bounce must have been a foot off the front wall. Nice get,
Wow.
Jake.
Pounding the ball, punishing like body punches from a prize fighter.
So what I saw there was an incredible get by Jake, that Moscoso, seeing that Jake was leaning and over towards the right side, immediately jumped on the next shot, driving it back down the left side. Irretrievable. He knows exactly when and where to hit the ball.
Great point, my friend. Ball live. Overhit. Wow. Jake did everything during that rally except score the point. Unnerving.
It is unnerving, Gary. That was a flying dive get. Let's see that flying dive get by Moscoso. Off the back wall.
Watching the replay, folks.
And then seeing where Jake was, he hits it right down the right side. Irretrievable. Quite impressive.
It's like you hitting body punches to me over and over and over again. and I end up knocking you out with one punch.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, nice. 1 foot in the air. Snap forehand, near side pinch, right wall, front wall, 2 bounces up front, as you said earlier.
Conrrado also is the 2022 U.S. Open champ. Just the list goes on and on of all his accomplishments over the last couple years.
Fault serve called.
And then some.
Second. You were commenting about his hybrid uniform there. Black shorts, white shirt, and he's got one of each of the shoes.
And socks.
And socks.
What hands, Gary?
One has license when you're that good. Yeah, what hands? You're right.
That's, that touch into the left. It was just I don't know how you describe that. It's just perfect.
Wow.
And out here it looks okay. Yeah, it could be done. Go in there and see what it really feels like to play with either one of these guys.
6-0 game 3. 7-0. Jake hasn't used his timeout, has he?
He has not. He still has that available to him and should use it unless he's practicing the Tom Travers School of Racquetball. He'll use it tomorrow. Maybe.
Or Monday. Or Sunday. He came right this time. Hadn't done that in a while. Comes up short. Subdued USA crowd.
What can you say?
High Z lob, right side. Okay, unforced error there. Jake
on the board.
Keeps Conrrado at bay. Receiver scored that point. Just short. That ball hit the short line. It has to clear it in order to be legal. Second serve, 1-7, game 3. Reverse. Oh, it's nice. Ball kissed off that back glass, gave. Oh, it skipped. I'm sorry. 2-7. (3-7). On a little Royo here. Jake Bredenbeck, Minnesota, USA, ranked 3 on the IRT. Ball live, not anymore. Animo from Conrrado. Yelling at himself, amp it up. He gave 3 points away, and that's too many for him. 8-3, game 3. Set up back wall. Set up back wall, number 2. Folks, we'd like you to tune into his being Moscoso's mechanics, his footwork, his racket prep, his stroke mechanics, finish, his balance, the whole package, Gustavo.
He's got it all.
So Moscoso about to close this out. Go ahead.
We have a timeout finally called. That's great call by Jake. We're going to stay here. This is it. Jake's either got to turn it around. He's going to need 7 points to even try and force a overtime game.
And the first one would have to be as a receiver.
And that tough go here, but you got to give it all you got, right? And that's what he's doing.
And
so
he used his one resource.
Yep. Yeah, good for him. Good for him. That's a good call and using it. So
1 minute, by the way, folks. 1 minute for a timeout.
I see here, though, just in watching Moscoso and having seen him play the last 3-4 months since the U.S. Open, 6 months actually. He seems to be step function better than just about everyone else on the tour. He just does everything right.
Yeah, he's taken over from Kane Waselenchuk, who for years was a step ahead, and now Kane is arguably not a top-tier player anymore. Function of injuries.
Yes, yeah, and age eventually catches up to you.
Catches up. So here we are, match point number 1 for Moscoso, Bolivia. Jams, Jake. 3-0 in favor of Moscoso. Wrap it up, Gustavo, and then we'll be back in 15 minutes for the second match.
No surprises here. I did not expect Jake to take a game from him. I thought he was very aggressive on the court, and Moscoso did what he's known to be able to do, is keep the opposing player always on the defensive, and for every point making you think about what you're really going to shoot. So no surprises. Moscoso moves on to the finals of the Pan American Racquetball Championships 2023 here in Guatemala City, Guatemala.
And he'll earn a spot in the final tomorrow against either his paisan, Carlos Keller from Bolivia, or his other paisan who's representing Argentina now, Diego Garcia.
We're done. Take it away for now. We'll be back in 10 minutes.